already over with 3 leftover chickens. I boiled all of it down, including all the drippings that were in it. This is what I got as far as the broth. This is what I got for chicken. This is pretty concentrated. I tasted it, so I'm going to add some water to it. Quite a bit of water, actually. Alright, quite a bit of water. It still looks pretty concentrated. Then I'm going to put the chicken in here. This has been all deboned. Okay. And then I'm going to add my celery, onions, and carrots. Now these are always the basic things that I use to make this with, but I don't always have the same amounts. So it depends on how much of the broth and chicken I have. I think I'm going to add, well, no, I think I'm going to just leave it as it is. So I'm going to put this on to boil, and until the veggies are a little bit translucent, and then I'm going to divide this up, because tonight for supper we're going to have chicken a la king, and I'll show you how to make that with what I have here. Alright, here is what it will look like. And then what I would normally do is maybe divide this into half. We're a large family, so I'm going to make chicken a la king. I'm going to make it with all of this, and then I'm going to can the rest of it. So I'll come back and show you what I've done. And here is the chicken a la king. Probably could use a few more veggies in it, maybe some peas, corn, mixed veggies, but it's really tasty. Okay, so this right here is what I had left from yesterday, and I'm going to use some no carb noodles. They're not going to swell as much as regular noodles would, so this is about the perfect amount. And then I'm going to use 2/3 of a cup, maybe not quite 2/3, just under 2/3 of a cup of wild rice. And then I'm going to use 1/3 of a cup of just plain white rice. So these are ones that we're just going to try. I've never done this before, so we're just going to see. And then I'm going to, oh, by the way, my jars and my lids have been washed and sterilized, along with my dishcloth that I always have soaking in some bleach, so that when I go to wipe my rims off, I have a nice sterilized jar. I'm going to leave a little bit more room in these just to allow for the swelling. So I'll show you, whoops, better bring this back. Show you how much I'll put in. So while I'm doing this, I want to let you know that everything I do is water bath. I don't pressure can anything. I water bath everything, including my meats, and including everything the government says that you can't water bath. I water bath everything. This is what I do, so I guess this is my disclaimer. This is what I do. I'm showing you what I do. I'm not telling you that you should do this. This is what I do for my family. This is what works out best for us. I've not had any problems with things not working out. Well, a couple of things, which is normal, but not a whole batch, just a couple of things here and there. So there we have that. And then when I do just the soup gravy itself, I'm going to fill it right just below the first thread. So I will be back when I have the rest of my jars filled. All right, next thing we're gonna do, take our clean, wet cloth. I soak mine in bleach, and you're gonna wipe each one of the rims off really well. The ones that just have the soup in them are filled to this first thread. The one with the noodles and the rices are filled just below to allow for swelling. So then we're going to take our lids with this handy dandy thing. I'm going to pull them right out of our hot water. Set them on there. Well, I guess we'll use this ring. Hot. Alright. And our last one on here. I'll put the rings on, but I want to show you how tight to to put your rings on. You're going to tighten them down, and you want to just tighten them to resistance. So you don't want them extremely tight, and you don't want them too loose. So I'll come back in a few minutes and show you what we do then with the water bath. So I forgot to do something. You have to get the bubbles out of your food. So now that I've done this and I've messed it up, I'm going to have to go through and I'm going to have to wipe everything off again. But this is a really important step because these bubbles can hold bacteria, and that's the last thing we want. So I'll be coming back, but first I'm going to redo all these. All right, so I'm going to set my hot jars into hot water. If you're gonna do this, like if you're gonna cook it and you wanna jar it up and cook it the next day, you can put it in the fridge and take it out, let it warm up a little bit on the counter, and then you can it, but you gotta start out with cold water. We're gonna let this come to a full boil. Also, you want the water to come 2 inches above your lids and rings. I always have a pot of water going so I can add to it. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to put more hot water in there until it's 2 inches above. This is a full rolling boil. This is when you start your timer for 3 hours. All right, I've let them sit for 5 minutes after their 3-hour bath, and I have the chicken, and I also threw in some of my veggie stock. Oh, listen to those pings. That's music that we're hearing. All right, so we have the wild rice soup. We have the white rice, we have the noodle, we have the plain. And they're all just bubbling, and they look great. I can't wait to try them. I also threw in some veggie stock, kind of as a filler. Everything has pinged except this veggie one, but they just came out, so it shouldn't be long. So, anyway, I hope this has helped, and keep watching me for more informational canning videos.